begin to show.
Hey guys, this is Mallory, and I haven't recorded commentary in a week, I don't think. I haven't even opened Sony Vegas since my friend was over at my house, and we recorded the second part of my commentary for the question and answer. So, my idea for my next commentary was going to be, obviously this week I started college, and I just got home for my second day of college, so I was going to do a commentary over my first 2 days of college. And then a huge drama sprang up, and I figured that is probably more important and it's probably something you guys want to know about because I was indirectly involved with the drama. If you guys have a Twitter account, you might have seen some of the fighting that's been going on. There was fighting between girls. There were fighting between girls and guys. There was even a business involved with this, and that business is GameDunzo. As you guys know, I was part of Dunzo Girls, which was a all-female group channel that was partnered and sponsored, not really sponsored, but more or less over overwatched and supported and it was in the name of GameDunzo. And I'll go ahead and point this out. Dunzo Girls is pretty much finished. There is no Dunzo Girls anymore. And and there are a few reasons behind it. Some of them are reasons that, that they're reasons that we can support, whereas in the, some of the background reasons were ideas and theories. And I'm gonna basically just go over the background information of why we girls decided to quit Dunzo Girls. And it was sort of a group decision. Um, you know, my cousin had been thinking about quitting for a few weeks just because the the dude that was in charge of us, his name is Eric Demir. I think that's how you pronounce it. Eric Demir was was the guy in charge of us, and he was one of the co-owners of Game Dunzo. And I put that in quotation marks, but you couldn't see it because it was just, but he was one of the co-owners of Game Dunzo. And so he was the one that was sort of in charge of us. Um, and my cousin had been friends with him for a few months. She met him through DJ Keemstar. And Eric and DJ Keemstar are no longer friends. In fact, they're more or less enemies. And Paige met Eric through DJ, and they became friends. And the idea for the female community channel had nothing to do with Game Dunzo. It was not anything that Eric or anyone from Game Dunzo had come up with. I'm just going to lay it out straight for you. The person that came up with the idea for the community channel was Paige, my cousin. It was her idea. And I'm going to tell you where the idea came from. If any of you guys remember back in May, there was this whole thing where basically DJ Keemstar gave ownership, more or less, not really the ownership, but he gave LadyGaming to my cousin and me. And, we decided, basically no one had been uploading on this channel that was partnered. It had 8,000 subscribers, and no one had uploaded videos in months. So he decided to give it to us. And, DJ Keemstar has admitted, he's honest about it. He said to all of us girls as a night, the reason he makes videos is to make money. And, he has a channel sitting here that's partnered, has 8,000 subscribers, but no one uploading. No one's going to go and watch those videos. But, if anyone did upload, they'd make money off them. But he gave the channel to us. Me and Paige decided, let's make it a joint channel. You and I will both upload videos together or by ourselves on this channel. We both had the password and all that shit, and it was our channel. Since it was our channel, we decided, there are videos on this channel that belong to other girls, that we're not associated with, really. You know, if it's our channel, we want the videos to be our videos. So we deleted the videos on there, and we uploaded one of my videos. And the next morning when we woke up, apparently DJ Keemstar had taken the channel back. And the reason that he took the channel back was because we deleted the videos. The videos that he was making money off of. Although no one was really watching those videos, so he wasn't making any money off of them. But anyways, he took back LadyGaming. It pissed my cousin and I off, so we went to Eric. You know, he claimed to be a millionaire, which I put that in quotation marks too. He claimed to be a millionaire and co-owner of GameDunzo. So he had the funds to run a channel. So it was my cousin's idea to do a community female channel to support female gaming, but also to help all of us get subs. And the channel was also partnered. And we would be using GameDunzo and GameDunzo would be using us. They wouldn't make money, and we were supposed to get some money too. Um, but you know, so basically that is why Dunzo Girls got started. It was my cousin's idea, and she went to a higher being that could make it happen. And so it did happen. And Eric promised to promote the channel and promote our videos and promote us girls. You know, we were going to do podcast with you know, all these big commentators. We were supposed to do a 1v1 with X-Jaws and live stream it and all this shit, and it never happened. The channel only had a little over 1,000 subscribers, and I'll be honest, those subscribers did not come from GameDunzo. They came from the girls on the channel. A lot of the subscribers were you know, I would get on there and see comments on the videos that were people that were subscribed to me that came for me and were there to support me basically, which were you guys. and and the subscribers came from us. You know, Eric said he would tweet the videos out on the GameDunzo Twitter whenever we uploaded. And every time I uploaded a video, I sent him the link on Skype and said, you know, here's the link. Go tweet my video out, please. He never tweeted any of them out. At the most, our videos would get about 200 or 300 views, and then the next day would come around and another girl was supposed to upload. We weren't getting any views and no subs. I'll be honest, I got about 10 to 15 to 20 subs off of Dunzo Girls, and that's not that much. And so that's basically, you know, that's the first promise that never came through. You know, he promised that the Game Dunzo would help out us girls, and it never happened. We were supposed to get a background for the channel. We were supposed to get an intro. We were supposed to get all this, and the channel's supposed to be partnered. He got a background from Miss Rican, who is partnered with Yaush, and she does backgrounds and GFX, or yeah, all that shit. And some of the girls didn't like the background. I actually kind of liked it, but so we were like, okay, we'll get another background. And well, that never happened. We never got an intro, and it took him 3 or 4 months to get the channel partnered. And by that time, you know, we had been launched for months, and the channel had just gotten partnered. I personally think he should not started the channel till partnered, and then we would start, you know, working our asses off making videos. But at the rate, you know, we were making videos once a week, and it was basically for nothing. You know, we weren't really getting any benefits from Game Dunzo. Now, those were basically the reasons that we decided to quit Game Dunzo was because, for one thing, it wasn't benefiting any of us, and there were unfulfilled promises that didn't seem to be making any. They didn't seem to be making any attempt to fulfill those promises. So that is one of the reasons that we all quit Game Dunzo. And there is another reason that we quit Game Dunzo. And, you know, I can go into more detail on that in another video because this video, I'm running out of time on it, but I'm going to go into detail on what happened. And basically, what happened was two of the girls got to thinking and researching. They researched Game Dunzo. They researched Eric. And it was a lot of open-ended questions, basically. You know, Eric had said he was friends with Ray William Johnson and Rob Dyrdek and all this. And when you Google his name, nothing comes up. And they got to thinking, wouldn't someone who hangs out and is best friends with celebrities have something on him on Google at least? There was nothing on him. Um, he claimed to be a millionaire, but he couldn't put $20 into a nice background that someone would do for us. If you were gonna if you were paying someone to make a background or something, they would get it done quickly, but that never happened. So, um, there was just a lot of concerns amongst us girls that Eric wasn't who he said he was, and that GameDunzo wasn't as legitimate as anyone thought. Now, if any of you guys have ever experienced with GameDunzo or done anything with GameDunzo, I don't know how your experience was, but some people haven't had the best experience with it and said that it didn't work like it was supposed to. So I don't know about all that. I just know what I know, and that's that GameDunzo wasn't fulfilling promises and wasn't benefiting me that much at all. Now, the whole drama that happened the other day was basically, since we decided that GameDunzo wasn't benefiting us and was kind of scamming us. We were making videos promoting this channel and GameDunzo, but they weren't helping us out in return. We were making videos that was making Eric money that we were never going to see. I can promise you that we would never see any of the money made from that channel. And plus, there was like 10 of us, so we weren't going to see any of it anyways. We'd probably get like $5 at the most if we made any money. And so, we decided, well, actually, I didn't have anything to do with this deciding. Eric and DJ Keemstar used to be friends, but now they hate each other. And so, my cousin and someone else decided, let's get DJ Keemstar to help us bring down GameDunzo. And so the other night, we all got in a huge Skype call, and the girls and DJ basically just went off on Eric. And you'll probably see some of the recordings from that channel or from that call. I don't know if I'm going to upload any of it. I have some of the call, but I don't know if I'm really going to upload it. I just want to get this out of the way and done with. I don't care anything about it. So Dunzo Girls basically ended, and then somewhere along the lines, I don't know how it happened, the idea for LadyGaming to get revived came about, and apparently that happened. And honestly, at first I was gung ho for the idea. I was all for it, and the main reason I was okay with it was because Paige was going to be part of it, and if Paige wasn't part of it, I wouldn't be doing it. And that kind of lead me into my next thought, but I'll get to that at the end. Then, after I got on Twitter the other day and saw X Smiles, who's my really good friend Becca, and Poison Ivy, her name's Daisy, and I've never really gotten a chance to know Daisy, but I know she's a really nice girl and she's really cool and all that. And then Swag Chick, I love Swag Chick. We've got two girls that we used to be on a channel with. Becca and Daisy used to be part of Dunzo Girls. They were part of our group, and after Dunzo Girls was finished, and the rest of us decided to stay with LadyGaming, that what we had that united us was gone. And you had all these girls fighting. And I was just sitting in the back keeping my mouth shut. You had Danny, Chelsea, and Paige going off on Becca, Swag, and Poison Ivy. And then there were other people coming in. You had Pone Star. There was, just random other people. And honestly, I am not a dramatic person. Drama does not work for me. I don't like drama. I don't need drama. And all of this drama came about when Dunzo Girls ended and LadyGaming began. And I don't want to contribute all of that to LadyGaming, because LadyGaming helped my cousin before. It got her thousands of subscribers. But honestly, I don't think that what's best for me is LadyGaming. I think what's in my best interest is to worry about my channel, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm Mau Mau, and that's my one concern is my channel. And I'll get my subscribers. I'll get my subscribers some other way. So anyways, guys, that was just a video explaining why we quit Dunzo Girls. I gave you my viewpoint on it, and I gave you my viewpoint on LadyGaming, and to end this video, I'll just say, you guys, leave me a comment letting me know how you feel about this entire situation or whatever. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later.